Saturday, September the 16th, about 1 p.m. in the afternoon. That little green blur out there on the horizon is about the northwestmost point of Suvarrov Atoll. I left this morning, and sadly, to leave the wonderful people and the beautiful place, but it was time to move on after spending a wonderful week there. Today is perhaps one of the most pleasant days I've had sailing on my trip so far. The wind is a little bit north of east, blowing about 15 to 18 knots. The seas are very steady, almost all from the east. So even though I'm running almost dead downwind, the rolling is not bad at all, and I've only got the Genoa up. I'm making a bit over 5 knots. I'm headed to American Samoa. It's about 450 miles away. Should make it in about 3 to 4 days, depending on conditions. I'm in no big rush, so I'm just enjoying myself. It's Monday, September the 18th, about 1:30 in the afternoon, past the halfway point from Suvarrov to American Samoa. And this is how you do 150 miles a day in a Cape Dory 28. You can see I've got the Genoa sheeted off the end of the main boom, and the staysail, which is set back about 3.5 feet from the head stay on its own stay, is pulled out. The wind is east-northeast, blowing a good 20 knots. The boat's pretty well balanced. Seas are running up to about 8 feet. And just keep sliding along here, about 6.25 knots, 6.5 knots almost. My run this morning from 7 a.m. until noon was just a shade under 33 miles. Okay, this is the same day. Give you a view from the bow. You can see the wind vane back there. Made one more modification by inclining the axis. That's really helped to keep it from oversteering. You can hear the roar of the bow wake in the background. And you can see the size of the seas. Now I'm getting seas from the northeast, the east, and the southeast. And when the big ones come along, they really do push the boat around quite a bit. There's not any real big ones that I'm seeing right offhand this second, so the course is remaining pretty steady. But even the rolling back and forth does cause the boat to wander around a bit. But the wind vane is steering a real good course, and only rarely does it wander off more than about 10 degrees. Like I said, you can really hear the bow wave. And the sound of the roar of the water, at least up forward here. Back aft, it's quite a bit more quiet. You see the rolling out there at the end of the main boom. Every once in a great while, that'll just dip into the water. But so far, no problems with it, and hasn't put any undue stress on anything. You can see how I've got the preventer rigged to hold the boom forward and down against the pull of the Genoa sheet. It's Saturday afternoon, September the 30th, and this is Pongo Pongo Harbor in American Samoa. Over there is a trimaran from the U.S. with Lewis as a captain. That's one of the long-term derelict boats over there with the mast down. A boat from Australia with a U.S. couple, and behind that a U.S. boat with a U.S. couple. Not Not sure where that boat came from. They just came in yesterday. That's another long-term boat. The owner there just out here today working on it a bit. Another boat out there from the U.S. that Ketch. And that Spray replica is another long-term boat. You can see the mast, the upper part of the mast is hanging down. It's broken off from rot. And up in there is the docks with a couple of boats tied up to the seawall. They're all long-term, been here forever and ever. In fact, one of the boats up there is an old Furrow cement ketch that was here the last time I was in American Samoa. Now under the ownership of, I think, a Samoan family who uses it as a floating condominium. That Peterson 44 is also another long-term boat. It's got about 4 inches of growth around the waterline. Dark blue ketch up ahead is a couple from Turkey. Very pleasant folks. Spent a little bit of time talking to them. And over that way is a couple other boats. One from the U.S. Not sure where the other boat's from. And